Chelsea's goalkeeper situation looks to be one of the big transfer stories of this summer, with reports that Thibaut Courtois has asked to leave for Real Madrid. The Belgian shot-stopper has made it clear that one day he would like to return to Madrid, after spending time there with Atletico, to see his children more, who currently live in the Spanish capital. Madrid are keen to replace Keylor Navas as their number one shot-stopper this summer and have moved on from other targets to make Courtois their number one candidate following his Golden Glove win at the World Cup. The issue is though that Chelsea would need a replacement in place, and they had been looking towards Alisson prior to his big money move to Liverpool. So, now that Chelsea have missed out on Alisson, who could they go for in the summer to replace Courtois? Willy Caballero. The first option could be to make the number 2 goalkeeper the number 1 goalkeeper, however with his performances in the World Cup you can't really imagine that is a great option. He made some big mistakes, and although he filled in well at times for Courtois last season, it would be a massive stretch for the 36-year-old to be the main goalkeeper for the 2018-19 campaign. Willy Caballero reacts to his howler for Argentina against Croatia. Image, Elsa, Getty Images. Caballero will be going straight into the number 2 role, and it could well be his final season with the Blues. Petr Cech, having departed West London in 2015 to seal a move to Arsenal, the 36-year-old has been linked with a sensational return to the club he joined in 2004. Cech's place in the Arsenal team is currently under threat following the signing of Bernd Leno from Bayer Leverkusen, meaning he could possibly be moved on by Unai Emery to raise vital funds. Image, Patrick Stollarz, AFP, Getty Images. Although many fans will raise eyebrows if Chelsea do indeed make a surprise move for Cech, goalkeepers do tend to play until their early 40s. However, Cech's form has been rather hit and miss since his move to the Emirates 3 years ago. Said to be able to save the Gunners around 10 points a season following his move, the former Czech international did end up costing his side last season with some big mistakes. In fact, Cech committed more errors leading to a goal, 6, than any other goalkeeper in Europe's top 5 leagues last season. Jordan Pickford. The 24-year-old had a sensational World Cup with some superb saves, putting any doubts about him being England's number 1 well behind him, and also the question marks about his height put to bed. Obviously getting Pickford would be pretty difficult, as Everton only signed him last summer for around £30 million, becoming the most expensive England goalkeeper in history. Jordan Pickford makes a save against Sweden. Image, Ryan Pearce, Getty Images. The Toffees are not likely going to be willing to let him go, but Chelsea might need to get desperate as the transfer window draws closer. Jan Oblak. The Slovenian took over from Courtois at Atletico after the Belgian returned to Chelsea, and Oblak has been impressive ever since. Oblak was another target of Liverpool's, but it appears that Alisson has become their number 1 candidate, and Atletico are not willing to part with the 25-year-old. Jan Oblak could be on the move. Image, Javier Soriano, AFP, Getty Images. As far as I know, nobody is touching my goalkeeper, Atletico Madrid president Enrique Cerezo said. We have everything under control and we are sure of having a great squad for a long time. However, if Chelsea are willing to splash the cash, then they could tempt him to Stamford Bridge. Kasper Schmeichel. The Danish international is said to be another name interesting Chelsea ahead of the transfer deadline. The Leicester City goalkeeper impressed in the World Cup for his country, notably against Croatia in the round of 16, where he produced a fine save from the penalty spot to deny Luka Modric in the final few minutes. While the Blues may be interested in a move for Schmeichel, the Foxes, on the other hand, won't want to part ways with their shot-stopper. Kasper Schmeichel playing for Denmark in the World Cup. Photo by Richard Heathcote, Getty Images. Claude Puel's side have already sold Ben Hamer to Huddersfield Town, and a possible exit for Schmeichel would leave Eldon Jakupovic and Danny Ward as their only goalkeepers. The fact the transfer window shuts in just under a week would leave the former Premier League champions little time to find a new number 1. Pedro's first words after signing a new contract at Stamford Bridge. Alphonse Areola, the 25-year-old, really got his chance to impress last season for PSG and was the #1 goalkeeper as they clinched the League One title again. However, they could be willing to move on from him this summer, and he was being looked at by Chelsea last season, while interest could be back on if Chelsea run out of options. Chelsea are looking at PSG's Alphonse Areola. Image, Jean-François Monnier, AFP, Getty Images. He has proven to be a decent keeper, but maybe not quite the levels of being able to replace Courtois. Gianluigi Donnarumma. It feels like Gianluigi Donnarumma has been around forever, but the tall goalkeeper is still only 19 years of age but becoming one of the best in the world. He could well be part of the merry-go-round of the Alisson deal, with Roma keen on taking him from Serie A rivals AC Milan after losing their Brazilian #1. AC Milan keeper Gianluigi Donnarumma. But Chelsea might also want to look at the Italian youngster, who could well fit into the plans of Maurizio Sarri at Stamford Bridge. Jack Butland, the England international, could be a realistic option for Chelsea following Stoke City's relegation to the Championship back in May. While it may not be a high-profile signing that the fans crave, the 25-year-old has plenty of experience of playing in the top flight following his move to the Potters in 2013. Having already sold goalkeeper Lee Grant to Manchester United, Butland could be the next to depart the Bet365 stadium. Jack Butland of Stoke City. Image, Gareth Copley, Getty Images. However, the ex-Birmingham City man doesn't have a relegation release clause in his contract like Xherdan Shaqiri did. Butland, who didn't feature for England at the World Cup, would be expected to cost around £30 million, with 20% of that fee going to his former club due to a clause in the deal that took him to Staffordshire. Jesper Cillessen, the Dutchman, could potentially be on his way out of Barcelona this summer with limited opportunities at the Nou Camp. Linked with Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool over the past few months, Cillessen claimed back in June that he would make a decision on his Barca future once he returned to pre-season training. Jesper Cillessen, despite only making 11 appearances for the La Liga champions last term, with 9 of those coming in the Copa del Rey, the 29-year-old has said he will remain in Spain providing that the club wants to keep him. However, Barca may find it too hard to reject a bid for their second-choice goalkeeper if a club submits an acceptable offer before the transfer deadline. In his experience and the fact he wouldn't command a huge transfer fee, Cillessen could be a player the Blues eye to bring in. Keep up to date with the latest news, features and exclusives from Football London via the free Football London app for iPhone and Android. Available to download from the App Store and Google Play.